Hey guys, it's Jolene at Smith's Nature Friendly Farms. Behind me is a passion flower plant I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to highlight two things. One, how it's an awesome pollinator plant, and two, how I made a mistake with growing it. All right guys, so I'm in love with this passion flower plant that I've grown out here. It is absolutely fantastic, but unfortunately I've also made a big mistake in planting it. We're going to talk about both, but first off I'm going to highlight some video for you guys about why I fell in love with it originally. I'm going to show you some of the fantastic qualities behind it with regards to bees, but then at the very end I'm going to tell you about the mistake that I made, and I'm going to remind you guys I'm human. I'm not perfect at everything I'm doing here, but I'm learning, and in this case, will have some work to do to solve this one. But let's get started. So this awesome plant is a passion flower, and I absolutely love it. So when we moved here, this did not exist. I planted it from seed and started it out, and it has come back this year just amazingly. And it's coming in actually all over the place. So a passion flower is definitely not something you want to plant in an area where you don't want it to take over, because it will. It is definitely a very strong grower, but it has so many benefits. So first things first, imagine this guy was not here. This guy did not exist before. This mass around this archway didn't exist. It was just fence. Now it's creating life and harboring life, and it's creating life because it is the host plant to the fritillary butterfly. So in a couple of weeks, this thing will be covered in caterpillars, where it'll host the butterfly larvae, and they'll come out, they'll eat a lot of the plant, and then my yard will be absolutely filled with fritillary butterflies, which is awesome. And that is the ultimate goal of why I planted this in the first place. But my surprise when I actually came over here to record this was that a mockingbird flew away when I approached. And I don't know if you'll see it very well, but hidden right in here is a nest. So the mockingbird has a nest, no babies. Not that I can see yet. There might be eggs down in there, so I don't want to get too close for too long, and I want to get out of here quickly so that I can give it back to its space. But it is now home to a mockingbird and its future mockingbirds. So to me, that is the absolute ultimate of planting any sort of native plant, is that it is what nature wants the most and what helps nature thrive. So super exciting. I did want to show you guys the flower. I'm going to have to keep watching for that, because the flower is absolutely awesome. Like this plant does nothing but give you awesomeness. Gives you amazing flowers, gives you more butterflies, and now it's giving me more mockingbirds, which have the best song. So awesome. I want to highlight this. I'm going to show you some flowers as they pop open, and when the fruit develops, I'll even see if I can get you some of the pictures of that as well. All right, we have a flower, a beautiful passion flower in bloom where we can actually see it. So I'm super excited about that. So I get to show you guys this. Like, that's the most delicate flower. It's just gorgeous. Look at the layers on it. Super awesome. Hard to imagine that this plant does so much good and yet looks so phenomenal. It's awesome. So that's it with the flower. There's two there. You can see the other one. And there's one on the other side. It doesn't seem to be absolutely covered in them, but maybe that happens a bit later. And then at some point, these guys turn into fruit, which is super cool as well. Now, I've never eaten them, so I'm not sure if they're any good, but so that's it with the flower on it. So we'll also take a look once it's loaded with all of the caterpillars as well. And here is the passion flower. It is now September, and this is a little later than I think normal years, but we finally have the caterpillars showing up onto the passion flower, and they'll show up all over the place. And this is a great sign because that's going to lead to more butterflies. So I'm super excited. I can see tons of them. I see little eggs on that leaf there. I don't know if that's fritillary eggs or not, but that's the purpose of them. They eat this like crazy, lay their eggs, and then they'll leave me with a whole bunch of butterflies. There's one, actually a butterfly right over there hanging out. There's another one up there. So super awesome to see. I'm always excited. I want to see this thing full of caterpillars. The more caterpillars that are on it, the more excited I am about next year's huge number of fritillaries. And there's a beautiful fritillary right here hanging out. Aren't you pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. Awesome. So this is the amazing passion flower. Super aggressive plant though. Like, let me stand back to show you. This was planted last year and it's taken over. Like, I probably will have to cut it back a bit. So it is a super aggressive plant. Like, this is its nature. So it really does thrive in this climate with no care whatsoever. Like, you can treat it like complete and utter crap. So super cool flowers, some odd fruit on it, but the thing that I like most is definitely in the butterflies that it will bring to the yard. As you can see them flying all over. So super awesome plant. All right, so from all that video, you can see that it is a fantastic pollinator plant for the fritillary butterfly. Just awesome for that. And the mistake that I've made is that this plant, originally, there is a passion flower that is native to Mississippi. And I got the wrong one. I thought I was planting the right one and learned just recently when actually putting together this video, I was like, wait, what? I've actually planted a native to Brazil or Argentina version of the passion flower, which is a tropical, and not the native passion flower that I had originally wanted. So I have mixed feelings. So it's definitely benefiting the pollinators. It's no problem there. It's in an area that I can keep controlled because I'll mow and keep after it. But ideally, my goal has always been to plant natives and certainly not plant aggressive tropicals. And this one is aggressive. So if you're in Mississippi and you're looking to plant a native plant, don't go with this one. You can tell the difference in the flower. The native flower is more purple, has tons more little spikies around it. I'll see if I can put up a picture to compare the two. And it is not white and blue. This one is white and blue, as you saw in my video. This is not the native version. So make sure you're getting yourself the native version. It is aggressive. I'm sure both are aggressive, but I'm okay with growing an aggressive plant if it's native, because it's supposed to be here. If it's not native, I'm not okay with it, and I'm going to have to do something to deal with it. So in my case, I think I'm going to have to take this one out and then go back to the books and figuring out the right one that's native and plant it instead. I probably will do this in kind of a controlled manner. So what I will do is I'm going to enjoy this one for the next year, cutting it back so that it doesn't take over, and keep picking out the pop-ups. And then at the same time, I'm going to find the native one and plant the native one and replace this one. So it becomes a huge chore that I really didn't need, but I'm going to do because it's the right thing to do. So anyways, make sure you're planting the right native flower, the right native passion flower for this one. Still an awesome plant, lots of butterflies, but better to have the right one. Awesome, guys. Well, that's it. That's my absolute awesome passion flower. Reminder that I'm human and I make mistakes. And the usual, be friendly, be kind.